Good morning, Sunday, hurrah! My one day off this week, but then next week I only have to work for 2 days, so figure that out. Anyway, I'm going for my breakfast with Nads. I know it's Sunday, this is breaking with tradition, but I had to work yesterday. And we're going to the really nice Russian wine house where you get a glass of pink champagne with your breakfast, so pretty excited right now. Right, I'm back. It's an absolutely vile day. It doesn't rain here that often, but when it does, it's really grotty. And today it's turned to rain, so we have abandoned ship. But the rain did mean that we decided to stay in the lovely Russian wine house for somewhat longer than we meant to and drank slightly more sparkly wine than we meant to. It's such a nice place, proper fancy. And you go in, and as soon as you go in, you sit down, and the waiter comes and says, would you like your complimentary glass of champagne? Which I suspect is sparkling wine, but I'm not complaining. So you get your first one, as long as you're buying a dinner or a breakfast. You get your first one for now. And it's proper posh, like no Turkish breakfasts here, no kebab city. It's Russian. Everybody speaks Russian in there. Thankfully, Nads is completely fluent in that. And I had sweet potato pancakes with an avocado foam I didn't even know an avocado could foam, but the person who foamed it, I would definitely like to marry at some point because avocado foam is awesome. And Nadia had some kind of pinwheels of smoked salmon or something. She had a phone propped up against on a little stand, and gentlemen on the internet were tipping her as she ate. It was fabulous. And then the rain came, and we thought, oh God, we might as well have another one. And we put the world to rights for a while, and then the rain continued. So we thought, we'll try another one. So we had a kind of dark berry-ish one, and then a rosé, and then a champagne-y one. And it was glorious. But the rain has still continued, so we have eventually abandoned ship. She's gone back to Hazzy to collect some furniture. I've nipped to the supermarket to do my shopping, and then come home. And I think, looking at the weather, it's not going to lift. Probably the best thing I can do for the rest of the day is bed down, make my bed, because I've just done my sheets and they're drying off. Read my book. Drink some water to rehydrate myself after all the champagne, and just wait for tomorrow, because I've got a grand total of 1 day off this week. Next week I've got 5. Figure that out. It makes no sense to me. But apart from that, Mother, hello. I haven't got anything to tell you of any interest. I've had no crazy dinner parties. I've done no crazy things. Obviously, I work 6 days. Yesterday, when we finished work, I said, hey, you know what? Let's go to Pushkin. Let's go for a drink. Because I don't go out very often anymore. A, because obviously I'm conserving my pennies. And B, because, I'd never quite trust the pavements of Baku anymore after I fell over and shattered my ankle back in November. But yeah, I thought, come on, let's do it. So I'll just have one. And that was at 4:00. And I think I got home about 7:30, rather jolly. I had a lovely conversation with the building superintendent about where I was from. Where you from is one of the favourite phrases here. Everyone wants to know where you from. And then as soon as you say England, they're like, city, London. I'm like, do I sound like a Londoner? The closest I can get is telling them I'm from Manchester, and they know that. They'll go, Manchester United, Manchester City. That's about as far as you go. So yeah, it's been a quiet one. It's daylight when we go out in the mornings now, which is really lovely. And apart from today, it's genuinely felt really quite warm. According to the weather, it's been like 17, 18 degrees, which is not to be sniffed at. We've all reverted to, short sleeves and no coats. The good people of Azerbaijan are still wearing quilted puffer jackets at all times. I think it needs to get a bit warmer before they abandon coat. Since I got back from Bulgaria, by the way, this weird kind of eczema on my eyes, it cleared up while I was in Bulgaria. It's come back again. And I've read up about it. Dr. Google says it's probably environmental. And I think it's because of dry heat, because it's so hot in this apartment. So that's about it, really. I've been the usual, like, overblown by the ways of the people of Azerbaijan. A lady in a lift in my apartment block stopped the other day and asked me, tourist? I said, Niet, uchitel, teacher. And she was like, oh, you must come and drink tea in my apartment, which would have been a really lovely invitation, but we'd have just sat and smiled at each other because, I know about 10 words of Russian and she knows about 4 words of English. So possibly not the most successful tea date that I could have had. So every time I get in the lift now, I'm like, please, not the tea lady, because I don't know what to say to her. The subway, the metro's been really busy. There is a rumour that they're going to regulate the taxis and put the prices up, so I expect it to be even busier once they do that. Because the taxis at the moment, it's like two and a half manat from here to work, which is a 20-minute journey. That's like about £1.15p. I prefer the metro. Sometimes I sit on the metro and I'm like, gosh, I am having an awfully big adventure. I'm on the metro in a foreign country. And so I've taken some pictures, I think, this week of where we pick the bus up. Because the way it works is where where we pick the bus up in Neftchala, there are these little work minibuses for all sorts of jobs. They go all over the place, and they stop in certain places, and everybody waits to be picked up. So there's loads of SOCAR ones for the gasworks. Ours is obviously, there's two that come for us, and there's one that comes at 7:10, and when that one pulls away, ours pulls up. And ours goes at 7:25. So yeah, it's quite nice to watch the world go by in the mornings now, because it's light and it's warm, and it's really nice actually. So yeah, that's all I've done. I'm sorry, I've just worked. Next week, like I say, we're working Monday, Tuesday, and then it's Eid. So we're off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And Peter and I are going to roast a chicken and have some dinner and have a girly chat. And we're going to go for some walks. And I'm going to get my nails done with Nads. And we might go to the beach resort she wanted to go to. It's not really warm enough for sunbathing, but, it's a beach club. It's got a restaurant and things. She wanted to go this weekend, but I said, mate, I've got one day off. It's an hour outside the city by taxi. I haven't got the leisure time to be enjoying that. I'd just be fretting all day, which is why we went to the Russian tea house instead. So yeah, for the rest of today, I'm going to make my bed. I'm going to make something nice to eat for my tea. And that's about it. So I hope you're all well. Hope everybody's had a nice time. I hope Georgia had a nice time visiting Chris this weekend. And I'll speak to you all soon. Peace out.